Oh, it's peaceful. Just peaceful. It's nice to be away from the crowds. Check out this hair. I tell you what, I got some bad hair going on today, but it is just a beautiful place. Unbelievable place. See behind me the meadow. Got the old beard going on. Yeah. Take a look up in the clouds. Check this out. If I can reverse the camera. Just quiet. Nothing here, but just quiet. Memorial Day weekend. Imagine how quiet it is. I've been setting up here for about 2 hours. Finally hear a Razor ATV go by. Somebody's driving around. It's the first vehicle I've heard come through here in a while. Just when I start a video too. Yeah. That just changed. I was talking peace and quiet, and here comes a ATV. It's amazing. Anyway, now that I sit here, think about the world rat race we've been dealing with for the past, I've been dealing with it for 50 years, 51 years. Mountain hasn't changed much. Different deer, a lot of the trees I knew all died, but right back. An amazing view. People pay for this. They pay to be right in a place where they don't have to deal with anything. I just watch what's going on. I think it's Indonesia. Big fight going on over there for fair wages and stuff like that. And here in Utah, we got public lands, Forest Service, and the western U.S. has all this beauty that's accessible. You don't have to pay anybody to be here. I can sit right here, not have to worry about paying for a spot, pay for a place to rent a picnic table. Some landowner says, you got to give me money. Yeah, I am. Hey, good to see you, Karen. Marcus, yeah, I'm thinking about life. It's not CGI. Check it out. No, this is the mountain, guys and gals. This is our public lands that were set aside for us. And it ain't really fair that I can be right here and many other people can't enjoy just sitting here without having to ask anybody or pay somebody. It's what life's supposed to be like. Not have to rent a spot to sit. And look at just the beauty of this place. And it's accessible to each and every one of you in America. And even those of you that are not in America. You can come to this place, go to the national forest. This is why I fought so hard to keep public lands. That's why there's a big fight with Senator Mike Lee tried taking all these lands to sell them. Some rich man can sit here and buy it up and put a cabin. I spent my life on these lands, hunting and fishing and camping, giving them up. We allow these guys to take these lands, everybody. This is yours. God made it for all of us. Without having to pay him so much as a dime to sit here. Quiet. Something we're all missing, quiet. Now, I get an ATV drive by once in a while. But in general, there's nothing. Oh, dang it, American Roadrunner. Oh yeah, you got whacked out of your account. My Facebook got hit the other day too. I answered a message from somebody that I knew, and it ended up shutting me out too, reading my password and all that. But just imagine this. Imagine just sitting here. All been doing pretty good. Still got that. My breathing's bad. Hope I'm here for a while longer. Getting old fast. Good deal, thank you. How you doing? I'm up 10,000 feet on the mountain. I just turned 51. Hunted deer this morning. I wasn't trying to get one, just to tell you. I was having a blast. Now let's get this guy out of here. Anyway, there comes that ATV back. What are they doing? They just drove down there and turned around. I got over the COVID, but it did some more damage. It wasn't good. Got over it. It just gave me this horrible cough, worse than the last one. Now I struggle to breathe even worse. It's just every time I get it, it's just worse and worse and worse. It's a bioweapon. I was listening to a doctor from India talking about it, saying that it causes aging of the cardiovascular system, and it repeatedly damages you. Okay, put you on there. Oh, I can't do that. Let me see if I can get you on there. Commands block words and change chat modes to live. I'll just put you on that. Right on, American Roadrunner. Got you fixed. Got you there. Got you, mod. Yeah, Flower isn't here today yet, but man, look at this hair. I got the hair all smashed up. Slept in that trailer last night, and I had we didn't have any kind of alien encounters or anything like that. Had something outside the trailer last night, but it's kind of, I was doing a video, and it's this weird clicking sound. It was a click, 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 click. Yeah, it was like COVID. This new COVID's like the new one's it's a sinus infection, but you get the sore throat, severe sore throat. I already had the severe sore throat one. My boss ended up in the hospital, and he had double lung pneumonia from it, and he's still on oxygen to this day. He still has supplemental oxygen. I had it, and I got over it quickly, but the cough hasn't left. I got this it's the weirdest thing. It's deep. It's not pneumonia. It feels like pneumonia. But it just reoccurs it's weird. Like every week, it just seems like it gets good. It gets better. I start feeling a little bit better. And then, a few days later, I'll just wake up with the sinuses again and start getting the heavy cough again. And it's a deep cough since the kids went. So it's first of summer when it started, when we got the bad COVID. Like I say, my boss ended up double lung pneumonia. He's 40 something years old. He called it the vid and laughed about it. Now he's got an oxygen tank and everywhere he goes. And I tried to educate him on how you have to have your Buterol inhaler now. Buterol is going to be the way to go. And it is worse. he's still struggling to get through the day. We're talking 3 months in, and now he's yeah, I told him it's going to be about 6 months because I had this last winter, January, February, and I haven't recovered from the last COVID. It's the cough, the body aches, the cramps, massive cramps, just don't go away anymore. My legs. But see, I lived through hantavirus, and I'm one of the 800 or so people that was diagnosed with hantavirus and survived through that. I have medical records to prove it. Then I have Lyme disease. I was the fifth case in the state of Utah to get Lyme disease in the 80s. Little kid, I got bit by a deer tick, and then, but anyway, the way it went since it was May when we all got it, the razor blade throat and all that. Oh, I'm still young. Yeah, I tell you, I don't feel young anymore. I don't feel young anymore. Between the polyp surgery, I'm better, but my lungs feel like they just sometimes they expand right, sometimes they don't start expanding right. Yeah, look at the land. Check that out. This is your public lands. I'm telling you, this is what you can do in Utah, southern Utah. This is owned by the people, for the people, held in public trust by every American, managed by the Department of Agriculture. So remember that. What Roosevelt had a hard time getting this out of the hands of the ranchers. So um, this land is open to the public. Right on, Clayton. Me too. I'm a subsistence hunter. We're gonna go pick some raspberries um, here in a bit. We're gonna go get some raspberries on Lower Road down here. Yeah, I should have put my hat on. I mean, I ain't impressing anybody today. I ain't about to impress anybody. Grow a hell of a beard at 51 though over there, Roadrunner. I spent my life, I was able to grow a beard at about 40. It took me that long to grow a beard. I used to get the Fu Manchu going on. That's all I could ever grow. And then hair along here. Now I can grow a full, huge beard. My dad can grow a beard. Um, so it's kind of cool to have the bearded guy. You can get this big thing going out and act all cool and tough. And then realistically, I'm not tough. Not at all. Anyway, same. I'm 20, have peach fuzz. That's my mother and me and my brother. I just include the three of us because I had a stepdad, still have a stepdad, but my mom's was half, and then me and my brother quarter blood. And my brother's as blonde haired, blue eyed as they come, and he did the DNA test. It came back 12%, so he's a lot lower. He didn't get the DNA dump, but he can grow a fuzzy beard, and he's 3 years older than me. He still can't grow a full beard, and I grow this thing just. But everything catches in your beard, so you just get allergies all the time. A Fu Manchu. Too much, yep. Yep. My brother's that way, and he's blonde haired, blue eyed, and he can't grow the beard. Weirdest thing. Um, Old Dennis Banks could grow a beard. I saw a picture of him. He's a Chippewa. Before he died, he went to the um, Apple protests, and he had a full beard before he died. And you could do it. I mean, you could be. The neat thing is just genetics growing the beard, and it's fun to have one. I mean, especially if you don't do crack. You know, if you do crack and you grow a beard, you look awfully funny. But when you're not a crack doer, which I don't know what crack really is, to tell you the truth. I spent most of my life up here. Check that out. Yeah. Anybody coming in into the chat room? Spent most of my life here and other places on public lands. It's just a shame that most of you can't enjoy it. Even though if you're an American, you have the right to be right where I'm at. Crack is bad. Yep. Well, the meth epidemic, all that stuff. I never had any take for that. I never. It actually amazed me first time I knew what meth was. I couldn't believe it. But the Germans had it. It was with the SS and that used it. All the German soldiers. That's where they developed it to fight for the when they did their whatever. Well, they took over Poland. They were all jacked up on meth. Let's see. Also helps when you get hit a lot in the. Yeah, this thing. Talk about hit a lot. The beard's one thing, but I got hit. This thing's bad. This thing's busted so damn bad. I was hit with a 9-pound sledgehammer in the face. Broke it 7 times across in this bone, and then 3 times into my skull. So I had 3 fractures up here, and when they x-rayed my face, the doctor sent me home and said, "Oh yeah, you broke your nose." So I went back up after my ex-mother-in-law was a nurse, and she lifted my head up. I remember the next morning I woke up and I remember her lifting my head up, and I had a softball goose egg on the back of my head because the handle of the 9-pound sledgehammer came back and hit me so hard, gave me a massive goose egg. And then she took me back up, and the doctor in the ER wasn't this young kid that seen when it happened. He looked at my face and he said, Dr. Cox was his name. And he says, "You should have been dead." He says, "Your pulse is low. You want blood?" I said, "I'm still alive, ain't I?" He says, "Yeah." He says, "I don't need your blood." He said, "But you're in bad shape." And he sent me to Spanish Fork. And they did a reconstructive surgery on my nose, peeled my face back, got in there, checked it all out, rebuilt all my sinus cavities because this was all crushed from the shock from the sledgehammer. Yep, sucks. I'll never get hit in the nose again. I won't. If I get in a fist fight, they better be ready for something else because I ain't playing fist fights after this thing's been busted so bad. The doctor in Spanish Fork, the surgeon, after the surgery, he said it was like hitting the steering wheel in a head-on collision. He said the damage that was done, he couldn't believe I was hit with a 9-pound sledgehammer in that hard in the face. And Dr. Cox has said he says, "That damn nose of yours is made of steel." He says, "You should have been dead." Point blank, too, right in the face. We were knocking a bar underneath the sidewalk, and we were doing landscaping, and I moved the bar. I was leaning down the pit, and I moved the bar. Right then he let go, and the full force hit me right here in the face. The handle went back and hit me in the back of the head. I bled out. I was only 18, but he did the best they could do with this. He said, "Without reconstructive surgery, you're not going to ever be the same." And he was right. He was right. It's never been the same. It's all, you feel that the bus and, all these different spots that are just destroyed in there. But, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? Let's see, catch up on your weeds don't die easy. Weeds. For real, yep. Yeah, beards won't help against a sledgehammer. I couldn't have grown a beard at 18. Man, I was wild and free and had hair to my butt, and I looked like I just stepped off a movie. Yeah, those were the days. Brad's dead. The man that hit me in the face, he died. Died of dementia. He had lung cancer. Right side of his lungs was, he smoked weed a lot, and he died of dementia out all of it. Yeah. Yep. 2 years younger than you, I got hit with a sledgehammer in the face. Changed my life forever. Had neurological issues. Never was the same. I was born with the kind of a crooked nose. You see that like in all the old photos of different tribes. They see a crooked nose. I was born with a crooked nose too, and it seemed like the cool thing was it hit that right side where the crooked nose was anyways. So it kind of absorbed the pressure. If it wasn't for the thing that hit me on this side, it would have been a lot worse. But because he hit me on the side that was already crooked, it might have helped soften the blow of the sledgehammer. But it should have crushed my face. They said it just hit me just right. It tore the skin right there, and then it hit me just right that it didn't crush out my eye socket or anything. The doctors were just amazed. They said there's the force it took to shatter my nose the way it did, to shatter the skull, to fracture the skull, it took a lot of force. They couldn't believe that my face wasn't crushed in with it. Everything just culminated to perfection, that it didn't kill me, he said. When they got in there, they said, you can't fracture your skull clear up in here without, like the surgeon said in Spanish Fork, you'd have to literally be in a head-on collision and hit the steering wheel to do the damage he said he saw. And he was amazed. I didn't get black eyes either, as a second case to not have any black eyes after the sinus surgery. And they called me back in when I went and got the gauze and all that removed after the surgery. They says, you Native American? I says, yeah. He says, we had a kid come in here that was Sioux, and he had the same thing as you. He said, never had black eyes. It's the weirdest thing ever. Let's see. No, computer science, that's a good teaching. But drag these kids up here once in a while and show them this place and say, hey, kids, you guys, computers are fun. AI is going to destroy us all. But man, you got to get up on the mountain. Get away from all that for just a little bit. Hope them kids you're teaching don't got their faces stuck to their damn phones, and hope they don't get on these new drugs. And I just pray that they get to see the wild things that I've seen. Be in places that most people wouldn't even imagine. Live their life free. It's the archery hunt. There's somebody over there shooting a rifle. I'm going to be going hunting on Monday for doves. Yeah, dove season starts here Monday too. Going to be my first time. I just need to finish my hunting test. Get it done. Doves are fun to hunt. Pine hens, we got forest grouse in Utah. If you want to go get some slow chicken, we call them slow chickens. Or forest chickens. There's a bunch up here just over the top of this place called Blowhard. And I don't want to hear anything out of any of you. Don't say anything about the name Blowhard, because Hancock is over here. This here's Hancock Peak. And that over there is Blowhard. They were Mormons. But there's pine chickens up there on just Cedar Breaks National Monument is just up the road. You can't hunt in the National Monument, anybody. Don't think about it either, because they'll arrest you. You can go over to, you can Google Blowhard Ridge, go up there on the top. There's a bunch of satellite, they're towers that are set up there. They're actually NORAD. Don't let them lie to you. They call them weather towers up there. And you can hunt pine chickens. You got to be 600 feet from those buildings, though. There's a bunch of pine chickens in there. But I'll tell you what, when you shoot those, you don't need a dog. You just walk that top ridge of Blowhard, and you shoot them bastards. They'll go off that end, and good luck getting them. Just telling you. Let's see. No weed. Yeah, I don't do that. I didn't kill him in revenge. You know, Brad Williams was an old Idaho cowboy. He used to call me Dog Boy. He'd say, Dog Boy, the crazy Indian. And he'd say, he labeled me in the dictionary. He said, your name is Doggest, Boyest, the dumbest Indian to ever live. He'd yell out there, we'd be digging a big pipe or something. He'd say, Dog Boy, get in the hole. And I'd have to jump in there and shovel and dig. And one day he knocked me off the back of a flatbed dump truck with boulders on it. Knocked me about 100 feet. I flew through the air with the backhoe. He said, gosh, we killed Dog again. Old Bareback Jack. So Chris Ledoux used to sing a song about Bareback Jack. And that's him. It was a good time. But you know what? My ex-wife was way worse than that sledgehammer. I would have took the sledgehammer over her any day. She was the meanest thing I ever met. She destroyed me more times than anything that COVID did. Let's see. Yeah, antipsychotics are horrible. You don't need those things. What you need for antipsychotics is a good cup of coffee. Maybe it's a good cigarette. Remember, I knew these guys, old Bareback Jack and Went to Crystal Duke concerts and all these cool things that used to do. And I thought I needed those antidepressants too. And then one day they tried to kill me, and I said, no more. I'm done with you. I stopped smoking pot and stopped doing any of that stuff. What I needed was to know Christ. I'm learning that now. Bro, I dreamed to see it. Yeah, you could, Clayton, you could drive, you could come to Utah, Cedar City, Utah, go to Dixie National Forest, get you a nice little tent, pop-up trailer tent. You can stay on the public lands out west. You can stay on the Forest Service lands up top, as long as it doesn't say no camping. Or if you're not in the park, Cedar Breaks, you can camp anywhere else. You can camp on Duck Creek Ridge, Ice Cave, Willis Creek. You can camp on Mammoth Creek. You can camp on Sydney Valley, Tippets Valley, backside of Midway, Mitchell Sawmill. You go around the other way to Sydney Valley. You can go Red Desert. You can go any of these places and camp. You don't got to pay anything. And you can hunt pine hens with the Utah State small game license. Now, as far as these archery tags, I know where the elk are. I got to go take the dog down tonight. We might go get an elk, but I got an archery elk tag. We seen a cow and a calf, and I was damn not going to shoot a cow that has a calf. I'm not that mean. I was waving to the calf there, just waving to it. I thought it was a doe fawn, and it turned out to be a calf elk. And I seen the mother walking there, and my wife looked at me, and I said, we are not going to shoot that thing. There's no way. And we both agreed we're not going to kill a cow that's got calves, even though there's 200 pounds of meat on it. I only do bows. Well, you don't want to shoot on Blowhard Ridge, not to be confused with Hancock Peak, but you don't want to be shooting a bow over there. Let's see. It raised and trained 30 horses. Bro, it said that I see and don't want to say. I see and don't want to say. They know nothing. They're very behind. This is why I love YouTube. As you came up random. Right on. Well, raising horse, they used to call me young man afraid of my horse. I had a 13 hands. What was he? Is just I can't even think what the hell we called him. Bud. I think we called him Bud. And that damn horse bucked me off so many times, and I'd get to the point where I'd walk him. He got stung one time. We got in a bunch of yellow jackets. He got stung on the nose and threw me off and took off running. And I finally looked at my uncle's a cowboy. He used to be a bull rider. His whole eye socket's fake plastic. He got hit in the face bull riding. And I got off that damn horse, and I walked him every time I went out anywhere. And they'd ride by me with horses. My ex-wife rode horses. We had Arabs and paints, and I just said, you know what, you guys just go riding, because I am not going to do this anymore. They used to, and my horses hated me. Every horse I ever had hated me. They called me a man afraid of his horse. But I loved that horse. I took care of him for a few years. I'd ride him for a bit, and then he'd get barn sour and try to turn around and run, and I'd just get off him. And he tried brushing me off on trees all the time. We'd get in the cedars, and first thing he'd do, we'd go up, and the first thing we'd do, we'd turn around, and he'd try to run me off on a tree. That Arab I rode a few times, and that's literally like getting beat to death. He's a little small Arabian, man. It just everywhere we went, and I was like, I'm just gonna get a four-wheeler. What's NORAD? Oh yeah, they just told you. NORAD's a military base. He's up here. What they have on Cedar Mountain is it's listening for and watching for enemy planes, and I think it was set up for IC, intercontinental ballistic missiles. But it's a weather station. They call it a weather station, but it's actually radar. And that's where we get a lot of our radar from, is up here. You can actually go visit it if you come here. You can drive up there. It's open to the public. You can see all their big balls and satellites. I seen a flying saucer sitting above that one morning. Yeah, I think they took interest in it too. But it's a great place to go. You can camp past that. The road does dead end. Disperse camping. Throw down a tent and tear it up and set up there and watch for UFOs. There is no Bigfoot here. There is no Sasquatch here. The only place there's Sasquatch is out west in Indian Peaks on the Nevada border. and the rest of them are going to be up there in the Wasatch and the Uintas. That's anything in Utah. Eastern Utah, there's rumor down there. If you know the Navajo people, the Navajo Nation, they have Sasquatch there. They'll tell you about it. They're not their enemies. Women can do that, brother. Yeah, she did a lot. I've got to catch up, guys. Let's see. I'm gonna try. Yeah, anything. I'm gonna try to get. There we go. Okay, there we go. So we're caught up now. Do you sell your horse? My house. Did you sell my horse? Is what it's saying. Well, funny thing is, I called a buddy of mine up in northern Utah, and I said, "You want my horse?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Come get it." He said, "I got the money to ship it." And I said, "Well, I'll pay." It was $50 back in the '90s to ship your horse off. Is all. A lot of them are going to the glue factories, and I paid the $50 and shipped my horse up there. And I remember the last day I had him down at the end of Horse Alley. My buddy had some stalls up there and place to put the horses. I staked him out and I looked at him. I said, "Bud, you're a son of a bitch." I said, "I can't stand you. You're the dirtiest, rottenest, dumbest damn horse anybody could ever got. So I'll love you forever, though. Get the hell out of here." And the guy pulled up and I loaded him up and off he went. Then this coach we had in Cedar, I used to ride his Indian horse, Appaloosa horse, and I rode her. I had so much fun with that horse. He'd have me ride her so I'd get her some exercise, and we had a good time. That native Appaloosa horse, we were good. We were a good mix. And then one day I met my wife, and that was before Bud, and we graduated high school and had a daughter, and I got hit in the face just before that, and I never looked back. I never got back into horses. They tried to get me to get back into horses with them, riding. Everybody's riding horses, and I said no. No, I got better things to do. I got to fish and hunt and work my guts out every day of my life till the day I kick over. But yeah, those were the days. I got into Chris Ledoux. I did. I came off a place called Last Chance up there. If you go up there to Salina, Utah, I-70, place called East Tidwell, North Tidwell, and Last Chance. And Chris Ledoux was playing at the Black Hawk Arena, not to be confused with the other word. Because we got Hancock over here and we got Blowhard over there. And my wife and kids down here in Cedar, and I was hunting elk up there. Elk rifle, when there was 12,000 elk on the Fish Lake. And I left camp just before dark, drove down to the arena down in Salina, watched Chris Ledoux, one of his last concerts. And everybody was cowboys and everybody was Western, and they were all decked out head to toe. And I walk in there, all my hunting stuff, I was dirty. I'd been up on the mountain. Everybody looked like Garth Brooks, that big Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks is a lie. He's not a cowboy. He was a stagehand that changed his name to formerly known something. Chris Ledoux was real. A lot of them men that were in there that night and women, their lives turned to crap. I don't know, that cowboy way went right down the tubes. I went back up to camp, sat there under the moonlight by a cold fire. Thought about life for a little bit then, after the noise and the music and saying goodbye to my kids. And my ex-wife's cheating on me the whole time anyways. Anyway, so I'm done. I'm not going to play cowboy anymore. It's not worth it. Cowboy way, not for me. I was trying to get a ranch. I was trying to get a place. I was trying to get that farm loan. If you're a first-time farmer, you can get, but a farmer ain't a cowboy anyways. I got divorced shortly after that. I'd take my life. So many times I can't even count it. Thought this world was just not worth being in it, They stuck me on 500 milligrams of Effexor, trying to get me to calm down, and I didn't feel good if I wasn't thinking I'm just going to blow my brains out. Rather than be here, What's here for me? You know, why is this world so damn cruel? And I shot a 30-30 up the side of my head, deafened my right ear. Said it's done. There's a reason why I missed. But when you stop playing something you're not, you end up coming back. You slowly regain yourself. I met the best damn woman ever. Raised by 3 kids without my ex-wife. Raised them, and now they were soldiers. Both my boys were soldiers. They're all high up in something. They all got their lives together. My daughter's home with me with my 2 grandkids. That day, if I'd have done that or any of those other times, they'd have sat there and missed me, and I wouldn't have been worth the miss. I should have spit on my grave because of doing that. Guess I'll say one other thing. I haven't talked to my mom a lot regularly, but she's a shaman, and now you hear on YouTube. How weird is AI world? Guess you have the Garth Red Stroke. I don't know what that Garth well, Garth Red Stroke. I don't know what that is. Garth was a weirdo. Yeah. Christ will give you the rest. He has. I come to Christ. You're here because you're helping me. I live at a truck stop. Wow. See all this here? See all this sky and this beauty and this life that's going on all around us. It ain't nothing but a thing, everybody. It ain't nothing. Everything here dies. If you're taking this place too serious, you're wasting your time. They'll eat you alive in this place. Friends will turn on you. Everybody just seems like they're just trying to get by. I've watched them die. I watched good men turn bad. Cheat, the lie, the rap music, startup, and all this. All in my generation, in my lifetime. Don't. Just remember, walking every day is what it is. Live day by day. Live for today, like Christ said. It ain't going to matter what you're worrying about. Nothing you're worrying about is going to make a difference the next day, unless it's to do with your health or health and life and others. One big take out of this whole thing is this is all just orchestrated, and there's nothing you could do. You ain't going to change it. You already agreed to this damn place. Live it. Life is a highway. Bringing up Chris Ledoux. I'm going to ride it all night long. I told you about the fact that deja vu is real. I proved it with the red and gray buckets. You've already been here. Question is where you're going tomorrow. You've already lived this life. You didn't just happen out of the ether. Because 2025 was never promised, people. I feel wholly in my heart that this is a new place, a new time. And whatever happens from here on out, just remember you're here for whatever reason it was, but you already agreed to it. So killing yourself isn't going to make it better. It's going to make it worse. And if you have loved ones out there, all you're doing is hurting them. You're not hurting yourself. You're going to be dead. I had a friend of mine took a 38, shot it right through his chin. The bullet came out his eye socket. Okay? 357 or it could be a 38. Girl left him named Michelle. Didn't even really love him. He left his wife for her. And the pain and anguish he put on her. But that bullet comes out his eyeball. I'm going to talk some real stuff here. This isn't pretend. He was laying on a bed and he called her and she comes into the motel room where he is at. His eyes blown out, got a hole through his chin. She calls the cops. He sets up and says, "Where am I?" He has Tourette's now. I haven't seen him in 20 years. But he thought that relationship with her was worth blowing his eyeball out. That relationship that wasn't it was a boat, wasn't a ship, and it wasn't going to go anywhere, just like me and my ex-wife. It ain't nothing but a thing, everybody. He had to be in care constantly, without an eye, over what? A feeling of love that didn't exist. That was never love. And that person he loved never really existed. Remember that. I'm here, sitting here, 25 years later, after shooting a gun up the side, a 33 up the side of my head. All I'd have been is a dead man that nobody would have remembered but my kids, and they'd have said the rest of their life, my dad left me and blew his brains out. My dad left me here. My grandpa left my mother and her sisters. A full blood that ran to Walla Walla, Washington. Married a little short Richfield girl, cowgirl. Then nearly beat my Aunt Kathy to death because she didn't look Indian enough. My grandma shot him and he left him. My Aunt Patty got her head chopped off in a truck rolling in the side of a Merrick Canyon. Because a drunk bastard said he's going to kill all of them. My mom and my dad included as teenagers. Because I guess he got in a fight with my Aunt Patty. Now she's dead. She died way before I was born. But that son of a bitch did what he did. My grandpa did what the hell he did. Instead of killing himself, or manning up and being here raising his daughters, he left them to the wolves. He left my mother and all of his sisters, all of her sisters. One of them died. You're thinking about killing yourself. You think about those around you that love you. Get up here. Get up here. Sit here. You're going to kill yourself. You come up here. There's plenty of things that'll kill you. Let me read the rest of this.